All right, page 75. Okay, lesson 9. Don't believe I'm going in slow-mo. Okay. So without calculating, that means our goal is to find little tricks again to help us figure out which one is larger versus having to divide them all. Okay, so if you're looking at the first one, is 11 divided by 23 bigger or 7 divided by 13? Which one do you think would be larger? And I'd like to know why you think that. Go ahead.
7 divided by 13.
Why?
It's being divided by a smaller number.
Okay, divided by a smaller number. Also, what's half of 23? 11 and a half. What's half of 13? Yeah, so this one's going to be more than half compared to this one, because 7 is more than half of 13, right? So either way is fine. It's just a matter of how you look at it. You could divide them out, but again, looking for little tricks, guys, to try to make it easier for you. Okay, next one. Kellen.
I'm going to go with 0.63 divided by 2.
Why?
Because 0.63 is larger than 0.55 and 2 is smaller than 3.
Yeah, so you're taking a larger number divided by even smaller number. Yeah, that's correct. Last one I actually thought was the easiest one. If you remember the little trick for dividing fractions. Dividing by the third is the same as multiplying by 3. Dividing by a fourth is the same as multiplying by 4. So is 15 times 3 or 15 times 4 going to be bigger? Pretty simple, right? 15 times 4 will be bigger. But again, you needed to remember what dividing fractions was all about there. Okay, bottom page 75. Boston, would you read it, please?
Yes. Here's a rough sketch of Noah's boat, not a scale.
Okay, it is definitely rough. It's on the next page there. Okay, remember it said it was not drawn to scale. Good luck. Not drawn to scale. It says Noah wants to create an actual floor plan based on an actual scale drawing, so not to have a sketch anymore. The actual length of wall C is 4 meters. Okay? So wall C, we need it to represent 4 meters in real life. So Noah takes a ruler on his drawing and makes it 16 centimeters for Noah. So what scale, remember scale, all those times that we've done scale, what scale is he using? Well, he said that 16 centimeters equals 4 meters. Is there any other way to write that scale other than 16 centimeters equals 4 meters? You could make them into millimeters, but even simpler than that. Think of it as a fraction. Can that be reduced? 16 over 4, can that be reduced? Yeah?
8 over 2.
He could have said 8 centimeters equals 2 meters. Got another one? No? Yep. You could say 4 centimeters equals 1 meter. You could have said 2 centimeters equals half a meter. So a lot of different ways to name the scale. Okay? It does say what scale is he using, explain or show your reasoning. Well, he drew 16 centimeters to represent 4 meters. I just wrote it out. And then I reduced them. Number 2, find another way to express the scale. Did we already do that? I would say we found 3 different ways. I was just asking for one way to rewrite it. Okay, number 3, discuss with your partner. Again, we're meant to do a lot more things in groups. Unfortunately, in our situation, we can't right now. But how do the scales compare? Well, they're all the same. Let me rephrase it to which one do you think is the simplest? Brody?
8 and 2.
You think that one's the simplest? Okay. Reed?
I was actually gonna ask if I could use the bathroom.
Right in the middle of class?
Yeah.
If it's not an emergency, you need to wait. We just started. 4/1. That's the one I like. I like it when there's a 1. Okay, 4 centimeters equals 1 meter. Number 4. Jada, would you read that one, please?
The actual lengths of wall A and wall B are 2.5 meters and 3.75 meters. Determine how long these walls will be in Noah's scale floor plan. Explain or show your reasoning.
All right, so based on our scales, we can use any of them. They're all the same. Again, I like the one that's got a 1 in it, so I'm going to use that one. You can use whatever you want. Answers are going to be the same. So if 4 centimeters equals 1 meter, how many centimeters would be wall A, which is 2.5 meters? How much would it be on my drawing? Remember, it said not drawn a scale, so you can't just measure his. That one's off. And we're not just measuring this one. In real life, it's 2.5 meters, so how much should it be on my drawing? 4 centimeters equals 1 meter. How many centimeters equals 2.5 meters? Brody,
10 centimeters.
how'd you get that?
We multiply 2.5 times
2.5 times 4. 4 times 2.5 is 10 meters. Okay, that is wall A. Also told us wall D. Wall D is 3.75 meters. So again, 4 centimeters on my drawing equals 1 meter in real life. How many centimeters on my drawing will equal 3.75 meters in real life? So it is the exact same type of question. Brody, do you know it? Are you trying it? Kinley?
15.
How'd you get that?
Multiplied 3.75 and 4.
3.75 times 4. This one, guys, was 4 times 2.5, 4 times 3.75. The exact same question. Anybody confirm 15? All right. 15 meters. So again, how did I get that? Simply multiplied. All right, we're going to put skip by the are you ready because the next one's going to take a little time because we actually have to draw them. And you're going to have one similar to this on your homework with drawing a flag. So make sure if you have questions on this one, you ask. So go ahead and write skip by the are you ready there and go on to the next page. Directions say a rectangle around Utah is about 270 miles wide, 350 miles tall. The upper right corner that is missing is about 110 miles wide and 70 miles tall. Does everybody know what Utah looks like?
Yes.
Which corner is missing on Utah?
The northeast corner.
Okay, so it's kind of like a rectangle. Like that? Is that the one that's missing? It does say the upper right-hand corner, so that would be the upper right-hand corner, right? All right, so make a scale drawing of Utah. 1 centimeter equals 50 meters. So we're going to draw this. So where do you want to start? 350 miles tall. Want to start with that one? Okay. So if 1 centimeter equals 50 meters, how many centimeters would equal 350 meters? So again, if you have no idea how to solve these, write it as a ratio. Which two numbers are across from each other? 350 and 1? What's 350 times 1? 350. Divided by the other number that's by itself. So what is that? 350 divided by 50. 7. So I need to make this 7 centimeters tall, which I'm guessing is pretty much going to fill this space up almost perfectly. And I'm going to make a note that that's 7 centimeters. Okay. Now, how wide do we need to go? 270 miles wide. So 1 centimeter is 50 meters. It told me, again, that's my scale. It tells me right here. How many centimeters is 270 miles wide? See two numbers across from each other again. 270 divided by 50. 270 divided by 50, or 27 divided by 5. 27 or 5 into 27. 5 times? 5 into 20. 4. So 5.4. Okay, so looking at a ruler, you're going to go 4 lines past 5. Again, the best you can. Okay. Now, can I go up 7 meters? Or 7 centimeters? No, because this little chunk is missing, right? It tells me the missing chunk is 70 miles tall, so it's 70 coming down this way. So I got to figure out how many centimeters 70 is. Once again, 1 centimeter equals 50 meters. Or miles, sorry. I keep saying meters. 70 miles tall. How many centimeters is 70 miles? Yep. 1.2. So it's going to come down 1.2. So let me ask you this. If it's supposed to go up 7, and I need to come down 1.2, how high am I going up? Five point what? No. What's 7 minus 1.2? Yep. So I need to go up 5.8. You could make a little dotted line here if you want to show that that's 1.2. Because that's how much it comes down. Okay, how wide is the part missing? 110. So 1 centimeter equals 50 miles. How many centimeters equals 110? 1 times 110 is 110 divided by 50. 110 divided by 50, or 11 divided by 5. Who said 1.2? Bro, did you say 1.2? For the last one, this one? It's actually should be 1.4 the way it looks. So that's going to make our drawing a little more messy. Should only go up 5.6 and down 1.4. All right, so this one, 110 divided by 50, or 11 divided by 5. Let's do it together. 5 into 11? 2. 5 and a 10, 2. So how far left am I going? 2.2. 2.2 centimeters. Okay. Then how far up am I going? How far up did I go? It's going to be the same as this, right? 1.4 up. Okay, and then the top piece. Anybody tell me how far that should be? Remember, the whole thing was 5.4 to start with. 5.4. This is 2.2. What's left? What's 5.4 minus 2.2? 3.2. So to see how accurate your drawing is, you could see how close that is. That's pretty close, 3.2. All right. Now, if you got a little lost in that, we're going to do another one the exact same way. Except what happens? What changes? Our scale is now 1 centimeter equals 75 miles. Okay, so let's start with how tall. Okay. I'm just going to get a different sheet of paper here to do some of my work on. So if 1 centimeter equals 75 miles, we're going to do tall first. How many centimeters equals 350 miles? Okay, do you see two numbers across from each other there again? Okay, then multiply them. 1 times 350. Divided by? 75. 350 divided by 75. How many times? 3? 6? That's a big difference. Which number do you want to try? 3. 75 times 3. 15 would be 225. I'm guessing more than that. 75 times 4. 0, 2, 28, 300. 5 is going to be too big. 5 is going to be 375. So we'll do 4. 75 into 500. 45. 75 times 7 would be 525. So about 4.6. Okay, 4.6. Draw it. .6 centimeters. Okay, 270 miles wide. Once again, 1 centimeter equals 75 miles. How many centimeters equals 270? So 270 divided by 75. How many times? 2? No, 2 is going to be 150. We just did 3. 3 is 225. 3. Yeah, we got it right there. 3.6. So 3.6 across. Okay. So once again, that little piece that's missing is 70 miles tall. So 1 centimeter is 75 miles. How many centimeters is 70 miles? Which two numbers are diagonal again? 70 times 1 divided by 75. So 70 divided by 75. Can 75 go into 70?
No.
Nope. We knew it was going to be less than a centimeter. 0.75 times what, do you think? 9? Try 9. 63, 67. All right, we're going to call it 0.9. Good with that? So, it's 0.9 down. So what's 4.6 minus 0.9? 3.7. So 3.7 up. Can put a little piece that's missing here if you want. That's 0.9. Doesn't matter.
How much are
3.7 up. Last piece we need. 110 miles wide. So 110 divided by 75 is going to be 1.75 and a 350. So it'll be about 1.4. Okay, so go 1.4 left. And then you can just complete your drawing if you'd like. This would have to be 0.9 again. Top would be 2.2 centimeters. Okay, so having a bigger scale, 1 centimeter is 50 miles, 1 centimeter is 75. What did it do to my drawing? Made it smaller. So if we did 1 centimeter equals 100 miles, smaller yet. 1 centimeter equals 200 miles, smaller yet. Okay, so just be aware of that. Take a look at your homework starting on page 79. Okay, number 1 I'm not concerned with. I think you can handle that one. Let's talk a little bit about number 2. Okay, you don't have to color the flag. You can just label them yellow, blue, and red. But you're going to draw a picture just like we did with Utah. One scale here is 1 centimeter equals 2 feet. The other scale is 2 centimeters equals 1 foot. Okay, so one's going to be quite a bit bigger, one's going to be quite a bit smaller. You can always draw one over here if you need to. Okay, but let's just do some measuring of how many centimeters these are. Okay, so take a look at the yellow. How far is the yellow, would you say? Everybody agree 1.7? Okay. 1.7 centimeters. How about the blue? 1. Red? 1. And how wide? Oh, scratch that. Cross those off. We're not making, this is giving us the dimensions of the real life one. Sorry. So we're going to label it like it's real life, and we need to scale it down. Top stripe is 2 feet tall. So label 2 feet over here. This will make it even easier. Blue and yellow are how tall? What's that? 1 foot. 1 foot. How wide is the whole thing? It's 4 feet total. How about the length of it then? Yeah, it tells you right here, right? 6 feet long. All right, so we didn't need a ruler at all there. So let's just talk about how I'm going to draw this. If 1 centimeter equals 2 feet, how many centimeters am I going to make the drawing? if 1 centimeter equals 2 feet, how wide do I have to make my 6-foot flag? 3, right? So this flag, let's draw it over here, is going to be 3 centimeters wide. Okay, now let's talk about the yellow piece. How far down? If 1 centimeter equals 2 feet, how many centimeters equals 2 feet? 1 centimeter. So the yellow part is going to be 1 centimeter down. Can even draw that across as well. 3 centimeters. Okay. Let's look at the blue and the red. If 1 centimeter equals 2 feet, how many centimeters equals 1 foot? Half. So both my blue and the red are 1/2 centimeter. And then you should be able to finish the drawing. You have all your measurements you need on that one, so that one's pretty well done. B, you're going to do the same thing, except 2 centimeters equals 1 foot. Draw the same exact thing. Next page, page 80. Okay, you're going to find out how many times bigger it is. So let's take a look at A. G to F. What's the scale factor from G to F? 2. Now it's talking area, so what do I got to do to that 2 to tell me how many times bigger it is? Square it. So what's 2 squared? 4. So that one's done for you. Again, it's not multiple choice. You need to answer all those. Scale factor squared will give you the answer. And the final question, page 81. Circle the word all, select all the quadrilaterals that are scaled copies of the original, which is the top left-hand corner. It does say explain, how you know. And for B, draw a different scaled version of the original rectangle. So one that's not listed here, you draw one. Doesn't have to be on graph paper, you just list how far the dimensions are. Okay, so if it gives you a ×2 and a ×3 down here, do a ×4. Take the lengths ×4. If that's already listed, then do it ×5. I don't care what you do. Do you have a question? Somebody? Were you asking me something?
About, or like, about the size, or like, yeah.
I mean, if this is 2 and 4 and I wanted to double it, I would just draw a rectangle, write 4 and 8. That's good enough for me. But do one that's not already listed. Any other questions?